All right, boys, we've got to kick off this podcast with a chat with the GOAT. That is Drew Jones, the coach of the Mountain Goats. Mate, how has your off-season been? You've actually been pretty busy raising your little kid. Man.
Yes, g'day, fellas. Nice to be with you. I'm as tired as fuck, would be my analysis. Max was sleeping very well, but as footy season has arrived, he's decided to make life a bit more challenging for everyone. But no, actually, now that I'm back on the footy beat, I'm really enjoying getting to work, watching guys train, and I'm really excited for the season. I don't know about you guys. Your 20th year might be your best year.
It might be our best year. The bar's pretty low.
Now, Drew, we get a lot of Patreon members hitting us up for father advice over the over the fantasy season because it's a tough juggling act.
Yeah. I actually looked at my team history and you can tell by my rankings when the kids were born. Yep. So we are there for you, though. We had no one to lean on.
No, if you need somebody, Drew, we're here.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Given how shit my ranking's been recently, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
It might help him.
It could do.
It could help him.
Yeah.
It could do. No, but we're here for you, mate.
Fatherhood could be the making of the GOAT.
It could be.
All right, mate. So you are back on the beat, and this is the thing that we love about what you do. You just find the fantasy stuff out of everything. Like you can have all your little puff pieces and things like that around the ground about who Bailey Smith's on his Tinder dates with. But
he said don't bring it up. He said don't bring it up.
Were you top? Was that 25 on the list? Was it for the Channel 9?
Oh, dog.
Best moments of last year?
And they have reposted that video literally like 10 or 12 times to the point where I don't know if I've told this story yet, but I think you guys have heard it, but to the point where Tom Atkins felt so bad about it that he came up to me at the club. He sought me out and said, mate, I'm so sorry that this has become this viral thing. He's like, in hindsight, I knew that you were pulling the piss and you were joking and you were just trying to get a funny line out of me, but I was just so sick of getting questions about Baz that I just bit back at you. So I'm sorry. So yeah, me and Tom actually we're on good terms.
Yeah, right.
I don't doubt it. He seems like a good dude.
He does.
All right, so let's look. We're going to go around the clubs then. Around the Melbourne clubs where you've been to. We'll ignore...
Sniffing around.
We'll ignore Geelong because you're not allowed there yet. But we'll start with Carlton. We'll go in alphabetical order. Roy's been looking at the training footage from the Blues and it hasn't looked good.
Holy hat.
What have you seen?
So I was in Perth at one of the beautiful beaches in WA. I was sitting in my car looking after Max, who was being a bit difficult. And out of the corner of my eye, I just saw this guy walk past. And I literally thought in my head, who is this fucking prick who's got this absolute rig on him and he's just walking around like he owns the joint? You know, it hits home even more now that I have a child and I have less time to go to the gym and whatever. And it was bloody Patrick Cripps looking unbelievable.
Oh, Cripper.
Yeah, he's been doing a bit, Cripper.
Yeah, Cripper's going to have a good year. If the rig is anything to go by, he's set for a big one. And apparently he's been training real well too.
Yeah, he's unders, Roy.
Oh, he's well unders.
He's 11 points unders.
Yeah, no, he struggled in the back half of last year, so it's good to hear him looking like that. I reckon he's a real slider in draft, to be honest.
So the key names we're really looking at, is Nick Newman going to be fine? Like he's ready to roll?
Yeah, he could have played the last 3 or 4 weeks of last season, but they just didn't want to risk him at that time. I think he was keen to play, to be honest, because he just put in so much work to get back. But yeah, I mean, we've got to see it, don't we? That's the thing. And I'm interested to see what the Ollie Florent effect is and how much ball they actually put through his hands in the back line. But yeah, because the team has changed quite a lot, there's still some unanswered questions for the Blues. Is it Taylor Byrne has been getting a little bit of buzz?
Yeah,
a young fella. I know.
Yep.
I think Billy Wilson off a halfback flank has been reasonable as well. I'm just not sure that he is going to be a walk-up starter or even a best 23 player. But with the early bye, it's hard to get too excited about the Blues.
Yeah. What about Walshy? His hair's looking good.
He looks, yes. His hair looks amazing. I like the headband. As like we always talk about, like Walsh getting a full preseason, and I get the sense like he is a great trainer. But if they give him, 60% CTAs, I think he'll have a good year. And he had a particular moment when we were watching a match sim where he literally, like, he threw off like 3 guys, like big don't argues, charging off like the halfback flank. Like he looked good. So I've got him in Dynasty. I'd love to have Walsh in draft. I think he's set for a good year.
Jagger's obviously smoking it.
Yes. Yeah. You have him in your team. If he plays on the wing, then obviously his scoring is not going to be amazing. But I think they've got high hopes for him. Bit of time inside, bit of time outside. But he's a pro, absolute pro, and he's silky as.
What's happening in their ruck department? Is Liam Reedy any
chance?
Reedy,
yes, that's one.
Yeah, Reedy's going to start forward, I think. So I think if he's fit, he might play every game this season. So,
wow.
And he's an absolute specimen. He's a freaking huge unit, and his hands are pretty good. Like, he took 3 or 4 contested marks the day that I was there, and I think they've definitely been impressed. I don't know if surprised is the right word, but they've been really happy with what he's brought to the table so far. So I think Pitnet starts at number 1. Reedy plays forward, and 25% ruck time.
Well, I'm surprised anyone was catching it after that footage I saw.
That's exactly right.
So that's a good thing.
Well, let's go to Collingwood then. They've had a few injuries this preseason. Is that affecting things, or where's your fantasy thinking about the Pies at the moment?
I find it's hard to get too excited about the Pies from a fantasy perspective outside of Nick, obviously, but he has had a good preseason. He was pretty much playing injured for the back part of last year, so his scoring was a little bit down. That's why I think he's actually got a few points, in terms of, you guys call it meat on the bone.
Meat on the bone, yes, okay.
I think he's a little unders. And then, so Pendlebury's playing halfback, but we've just seen this so much. Like, they start him at halfback and then they get flogged in the midfield, so they just go back to having Pendles in there. So he might pick up back status potentially, but I think he'll end up playing midfield for most of the year. And then Dacos looks like Josh, that is, he's doing halfback and mixing in some inside mid-time, which I think is a pretty fantasy-friendly role. But I think he's a draft guy, and I think he'll have a really good year. He's consistent. We know that. He's a classy operator. DeGoey's the one for me who, when I go to train him, this is the best he's looked since the 2022 flag. Like, in terms of he's lean, he's injury-free. He's got a real chance of having a great year. I just don't know if it translates to fantasy footy. Like, he might be a reasonable forward, averaging 80 to 85, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're always going to be conscious of his body and all that sort of stuff. But he actually looks good. It's the first time in a long time where I've been impressed.
He's definitely a draft watch, I reckon, DeGoey. Because of where he's at. So what do you have? He was
a 53
last
year.
year.
So you'd bump him up, wouldn't you?
So Houston then, he's got...
Do we have a problem?
He's a hip issue, was it? Is that what
we do have
was?
A problem.
Yeah, so he carried a hip for the entirety of last season. I'm willing to give him a little out. And he clearly was very disappointed with his season. He wasn't training when I went last time, so I didn't get a good look at him. But I do want to actually go to Collingwood and just watch him run around and see how he's looking. The issue for Houston, and I think we all kind of realised this last season, is that at Port Adelaide, he was the guy and they funneled everything through him. And Collingwood just don't do that. And they're not just going to gift him 20 disposals and 8 marks.
Yeah.
So he's just not going to be a great scorer at Collingwood. He might improve on what he did last year. In fact, he should. I still don't know if that's good enough for us to even bother picking him.
Yeah, that's fair. Right, let's flick over to the Bombers then.
Oh, fucking hell. Here we go.
Right.
Yourselves in.
How many are you picking? I've got about 8 in my side at the moment.
I mean, right now, I'm tempted to pick Parrish. I'm tempted to pick Merritt. I think Merritt's going to have a big year. Honestly, I've done a draft with Caldwell in as well. I did a draft team with Caldwell. And I like the look of him in there, and I know that you're big on him. They absolutely love Sharp. So he'll definitely get a nice role midfield time. He'll score well for us early in the year. And then, I know that Parrish is having a really good.
He's going well, isn't he?
They're trying to keep it quiet.
Oh, are they?
Because they don't want to jinx it.
They don't want to jinx it.
He was having a good. He was having a good preseason last year, and then he did the soft tissue. So they're trying to keep it quiet. Whenever I ask them about Parrish, they're like, yeah.
Walking around holding fucking rabbit feet and God knows what else. Jesus.
I think we just have to pick him. If he's there playing round one, like you're just picking him at that price. And there's a lot of value as well. I reckon, Ridley.
I think Farrow's going to be good.
Yep.
The Riddler's an interesting one, I reckon. Good. How's the Riddler going?
Ridley's very interesting. So they've purposely given him a real slow build. Like, we'll probably see him play like one, like maybe in the community series or maybe in one of those scratch matches, but we might only see him once. We're not going to get a lot of airtime to make our decision on him because they're just so cautious.
Yeah.
But their high performance program was fucked. And they've revamped it, and Matt Innes is a gun. So there's every chance that some of these guys like Langford and Ridley and Parrish are going to have good years because they're actually going to be fit and they've got a new good program.
So you've had eyes on at training the Bombers?
Yes.
Zach Merritt, tell me exactly what he looked like.
Yeah.
How engaged he is, how hungry he is.
Is he thirsty?
All of those things. Because, like, at that price,
I agree.
That's unders if he comes out like a menace.
Yep. So the club have said to me that he's lost a few kilos and has come back leaner. Sometimes I wonder if that's just a PR thing and they want that information out there.
Yeah.
I actually think not having the captaincy might suit him. Just focusing on his own game and not having to worry about the day-to-day. We joke about Essendon and the position they've been as a football club. There's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. They carry the weight of this finals drought, like all that stuff. Like it all adds up. I think Merritt relinquishing the captaincy after what happened, he's putting himself in the shop window for potentially going back to the Hawks next year. And also he's got a point to prove.
Yep.
The Hawks wouldn't fork out what was required, even though they got belted in the stoppages in the final and Warple was leaving and they knew Will Day's made of glass, but they still wouldn't fork out for Merritt. So I think he's got something to prove. What I've been told is that he's trained really well. But, I think he's going to have a good year. How many years in a row has he averaged 100?
He's done 10.
He's done 10. There you go.
That's incredible.
I'm tipping 11. I'm tipping 11.
Like 110 areas potentially?
Not when Caldwell's doing that and Parrish is doing that.
That is market share. Is it? If you want to talk about that buzzword, that might be a slight issue.
What about the Rucks?
Come on, we're talking about the Bombers market share.
Hey, the Rucks are an interesting one because they've got.
Is Nick Bryan going? How far off is he? They keep saying early rounds or whatever. Like,
who's going to do it?
I saw a report like this week saying he was in full training.
Yeah, he won't come back before 4, 5, 6 area.
Because that was about. I think it was about that week that he did it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the number one ruck, so it's just a matter of time until he takes that job.
What do you think they'll do to start with? Yeah.
Blackiston is ahead of everyone in terms of rucking.
He's
and then
cheap.
Vicentini.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they like Vicentini.
Blackiston, he's in the mix for his price, but what's the team going to do?
Won't matter. Rucks will be redundant this year.
Not when they play Essendon.
Well, they're not getting a hit out to advantage at any point here.
No. It will never be hit to them.
Right, let's move on. And we're skipping past Geelong because Drew's not allowed there.
Not allowed at Geelong.
So who's the next one on the list? Hawthorn, a bit's going on there. Mate, Pete, what about his exclusive getting the Will Day vision?
That was good by him.
That's great by Pete.
That's going to change. That's probably the big talking point out of the Hawks and what their midfield mix. And I've tuned into Goat Fantasy. I'm sure Calvin has too. Calvin doesn't listen to any podcast.
That's correct.
He should. About that Hawthorn midfield mix. What are you thinking at the moment? Has it changed?
What have I missed?
Previously on
I don't think there's
Fantasy.
really much to. I don't think there's even much to catch Cal up on here. It's Connor McDonald.
Yeah.
There's no debate here. He's playing midfield.
every year his name pops up as a more midfield sort of nonsense. He goes in there, he can't get a kick, and then they kick him out again.
Yeah, that's true.
Cut off his rat's tail.
He will be playing midfield. It will be Connor Nash, Newcombe, Connor McDonald, and then
Ward.
They'll roll through Josh Ward, who's prolific but not a big scorer, as we know. And then it's up to Cam Mackenzie to break into that rotation. But there's a bit of sameness, like Newcombe, Nash, Mackenzie, like they're all one-paced. Like Huswaite, same issue. But McDonald offers something a little bit different. Bit quicker, bit more skillful. So, McDonald's going to get bulk midfield minutes. If you're willing to withstand that early bye, then he's going to slot into our forward lines really easily. The other one is they're trying Weddle. So
yes, I like
that. They've sort of said to me that it's pointless putting Weddle in the back line during pre-season because they already know that he can play backline. So they're trying him on a wing. They're trying him in the middle just to see if he can offer them something different. But previously when he's played in the midfield, he's sucked, basically. So they're going to give him a go. The other one is Finn McGuinness. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a bit of time in the midfield as well. And doing jobs and all that sort of stuff. Like he's always just going to hang around and be an option for Sam Mitchell.
How's his body after his big, what was it, kidney bloody laceration or whatever it was last year?
Yep. Yeah, he was in full training when I was there. Geez, it's windy, far out.
Oh yeah,
that is now the windiest training base in sports history.
Yeah, not good then. They'll be right for those shocking games in Launceston then when we cop the wind.
Great for you, Taz. Not great for Marble. But yeah, I don't see the Hawks improving this year. They could potentially make a prelim again, but I don't see them winning the flag. I think their midfield is too shallow. But Dylan Moore looked amazing. He's a great trainer. He was in superb nick. Is it Ollie Greaves?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he might be in a mix for a round one debut. So he was second in the Lark medal, and he won the MVP for Metro or Country, whichever one he played for. His issue is he's got no tank. Right. So if he plays, he'll be like a 50% game time midfielder.
TAG percentage.
The fifth man on the bench that allows them the option to do that.
He was the one that sort of went over to the rookie draft, wasn't it? He got passed.
He got overlooked because of the tank. He's a midfielder that has no tank.
Let's look at the Ds. Are we picking Jack Steele? What's he look like out there?
Someone said to me that they think he looks in better nick than the last couple of years. And there's no strapping. There's no strapping.
That's the key.
It is. Yes.
Yep, lock him then.
And he's
I had him in draft last year and I just hated every minute of it. And it's making it hard for me to want to pick him. But I think a change of scenery is good, and they've brought him in for a reason, which is to play heavy midfield minutes with these young guys with no Petrarca, no Oliver. Warnie is... he's in rehab group at the moment, and he's not going to be able to hold and lift that heavier weight of workload that he has throughout his career. Steele, I think, is going to have a reasonable year. Whether there's enough upside for you to pick him up, I don't know. Kasai Pickett, lots of midfield minutes. Rivers, I think this might be the year that he's going to play predominantly midfield. Again, this is one we have to watch real closely when they actually start playing, as opposed to playing each other. But right now, he's a centre bounce midfielder for them. Langford, he's going to get a lot of minutes in there. I think Lindsay will be half back, and they're just working out what they're going to do with Caleb Windsor. But I think probably wing, I would say.
Yeah, right.
Bingo. Right, North Melbourne. Calvin is up and about with his boy Colby. He's going to be playing half-back, isn't he? That's not really the stress of him being this main midfielder or on that wing again.
Lock and load, half-back flank, distributor. That's where he played in their match sim yesterday. He has been training with the mids. I think that is just an upskilling exercise for Colby. I think we're all picking him.
Yep.
They've got a good midfield.
Yes,
they just are shit on the day. Like, on paper, they've got a rock-solid midfield. Colby wants to be a midfielder.
Yeah.
He can't crack into the midfield group.
No.
Yet. And you're right. They're upskilling him, but he'll be at halfback.
So we're obviously picking Shees. Now, I think Shees is going to basically play almost exclusively midfield. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you. Again, yesterday, occasionally he would start at half forward, but then just drift in. But because they do have, as Cal said, a reasonable midfield on paper, that's why they're going to start him at that half forward flank. I think the thing with the Kangaroos this year and with Harry is that they're going to suck again. So teams aren't going to be going into games thinking we have to shut down Sheasel to win because they're just going to beat North anyway. So I think, again, he's just going to have a massive year. He's going to score huge points for us and be, let's pick him while he's a forward. Just get him in.
Yeah.
Rightio, North, I guess. X, what do you have you noticed anything with the ruck rules? Are they doing anything different at training or anything like that? And I think the thing about X, he's going to probably still be almost the solo man, isn't he?
Yeah, the only temptation for them is, do they give Goad a chance? We'll definitely see him in the community series. Like he's still a very young guy, but Tristan just thrives on workload. He wants to be the solo guy. He wants to be the main man. I don't see any reason why they would change that. I'm very intrigued to see how the new rules affect his scoring. I just think when you look at his early run, it's hard not to pick him.
Yeah. One last one before we move to the next team. Cooper Harvey, what's his role going to be? Because he's a very cheap $442K forward.
Yeah, so when he played the second half of the last VFL season, he was half back, but when they brought him into the AFL team, he still played half forward. So
okay, all right, cross him off.
This is the thing, is that they whose spot is he taking? Yeah. Is it Caleb Daniels?
Well, eventually,
he was all right in the match, Sim, wasn't he?
I think we'd all like to see Caleb Daniel out of the team, to be honest. I think he's going to play. So.
Except his parents.
So, yeah.
That's not nice.
Let's look. We love Caleb, but yeah.
Yeah, good cover.
Let's look at the Tigers then, and this is where we are going to find probably a few of these
here we go.
Playing, I reckon. There's been a few that have popped their names up on the track as well. Who's impressed you that's down that bottom end, I guess, price-wise?
I couldn't be more excited about Sam Lawler. I just want to lock him into my team and just watch the points roll in. I don't know, there's something satisfying about picking like a second-year breakout and being on them from the start.
Yeah.
And Lawler may well present his opportunity to do it. So Smiley, I know they just freaking love Smiley, but they're worried about his hamstrings, so it'll be a slower build for him. Cumming, I've heard lots of good things. Grill, I'm probably more bullish on Grill.
Okay.
But I think they'll both get opportunities early in the year. Someone's got to slot into that extra sort of half-back role, like it'll be Short and Banks, and then there's going to be someone else that they roll through there. And then a guy that I don't know a lot about, but I know that he's got the role, is Retechko.
Yeah.
He's got McIntosh's wing role. He's already won it, essentially.
Yeah, that's what all the reports, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, so Retechko is going to be playing, I believe, well, as far as I know, they've locked him in for the wing role from the start. So he's probably going to be
He does, based on that.
He certainly does. Now, I'll just back up the truck a bit. A couple I just don't know how I can talk here. No, but Lawler, so I've got serious interest. So I've got him as a sleeper in draft. I think he needs to be bumped up in that. But I've got genuine classic interest. So tell me what you think his splits are going to be, etc.
Yeah, so he's one that, like we talked about before, like that tank with a young player in the midfield, like that's what they've got to work on. He's a burst player. He's an impact player.
Dusty.
So like there were times last year where they were playing him out of the goal square. I don't know if you remember that game where he got 20 odd he had some games late in the year where the hamstring was still causing him some trouble, and they didn't get the load into him that they would have liked. So he didn't make as much progression last year on his tank as they would have liked. So again, that's something they've worked on over the preseason. But he, at his core, he is an inside bull midfielder.
Yep.
So the hope is that Uze is just going to unleash him.
Last one from me, Banksy.
Yes, okay.
I do have a bit of a man crush on Banksy and what he did.
He's Drew's boy.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, our boy Drew.
Freeway.
These boys would have known it if you listened to his podcast.
I don't have many hours in the day. It's not that I don't want to listen to it now. Banksy, obviously, second half of the year, turned it up a big notch and even started to bully his way into some kick-ins. He's underpriced, like based on what he did in that second half of the year. What do you think? Can he back
Yeah,
up?
I love him. And he's got a great role. And then for a team that's going to be heavily scored against and the ball's going to be in their front half a lot, I think that gives him a good floor. Having watched him very closely because I had him in my dynasty team, he hasn't got an unbelievable ceiling, but he is very consistent. So I think you saw the scores the back half of the year. He might have had one game where he struggled, but generally he was sort of knocking out that 85 to 100 almost every week. We haven't seen the ceiling yet, but he's definitely underpriced. There's just a bunch of those midfielders, aren't there, around that sort of between 750 to 950 in AFL fantasy, where you're like, they could all improve. Like, how many of them can you pick? But Banks is on that list, and you're speaking to the guy who's the number one ticket holder of the Sam Banks fucking fan club. So yeah, I'd say lock him in.
Good.
Here we go.
All right, let's have a look at the Saints then. And are you allowed there? How's the relationship with Ross at the moment?
That's it. Yeah, good question.
Okay, so I'll take you through exactly what happened at photo day the other day.
Okay.
And I'm fully aware that Ross does not like me. But
Are you being serious? He doesn't actually like it.
Yeah. But I think it's because I ask questions that he doesn't want to answer.
Well, that's a good thing. You're doing your job well.
Yes.
Mike Moore.
Yes.
He loves the journos that ask the Dorothy Dixes. So
Good on you.
So it was photo day, right? So everyone at the entire club was moving into the basketball court, and I was like, "Where's Ross? I haven't seen him today." So I walked away from where everyone was. Instead of walking, being a sheep, I walked into the gym, and I'm like, I'm going to intercept Ross here. So he walked through with his funny walk, unpeeling a banana. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what's going to happen here? But he made a beeline for me and came over and said, "G'day, Drew. Good to see you." Like, handshake.
Fuck off.
Gave me a smile.
What?
Legit.
Why?
And or maybe I'm back in his good books. Maybe it's the start of the season. New year, new Ross.
Did he look you in the eye as he ate his banana?
That's a good question.
Big no, not allowed to do that.
Well,
that goes against the bro code.
You know what? This is sort of a little bit disappointing.
100% it
that
is.
they're friends again.
Yeah, but if they lose opening round and I start asking tough questions, then it'll happen.
It'll blow up again.
Ross will be angry because he'll be like, "Remember the banana incident, Drew?" And he'll go full Ross on you.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
This isn't over. So they're friends.
Yeah, there'll be
fake friends.
There will be multiple occasions where there'll be videos that you can laugh at where Ross.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
So anyway, fantasy footy at the Saints. These guys are relevant. Let's just start with the most obvious, and that's Sam Flanders. Is that just obvious?
Yeah, so I was trying to sort of place this. I don't want to get too excited, but he's playing inside midfield, switching onto the half back line. Dream fantasy role.
Is
there a better role?
Yes. Unbelievable.
That's amazing. Okay, so I've been dampener
on Flanders' role at the Saints, it's fantasy perfection.
Right.
Oh, wow. What a word.
Because I've been keeping a massive lid on this. Like, I've still been thinking 90, 95 as a midfielder. In that role, he could go triple figures again.
He could.
So he averaged, 110 plus as a half-backer at the Suns?
My goodness.
Yeah. We went 108 2 years ago.
So who else will float back there then? Nasiah?
I just think Flanders has a bit of fantasy sicko about him if he's unleashed in the right role.
Yeah.
So we saw happened with McRae last year, where he was phased out as the year went on. I think Flanders Flanders in his prime is a better player than McRae was in the equivalent last year. But that's the only thing with Ross, is that if things start to go wrong, is there a chance the second half of the year he starts to throw the magnets around, as he did to Steele, as he did to McRae?
Yeah.
But at the moment, he's trading as a midfielder, inside only, and then some halfback flank. The other guy who's doing a similar thing, but maybe in reverse, is Windhager. So Windhager is training halfback and inside mid. And so those two could be sort of a bit back and forward. But the Saints were better with Windhager as an inside mid in the second half of last year. So I think he has a pretty good role.
Yep.
And I get the sense he'll be paying very close attention to Nick Dacos in opening round. So we'll get a very good look at the type of role that Windhager might play for them. And then, I think Nasiah just plays inside mid and just runs around and does whatever the fuck he wants and scores a shitload of points.
Mm-hmm.
That's epic.
So can Windhager, can Wanganeen Miller, can he be better than the 111 that he's at?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question. And if St Kilda are better, does he get more attention? Is there a chance that we now start to see, genuine lockdown on him as a midfielder? When he was scoring big points, and we were talking a bit about tagging him, he was still playing a reasonable amount of footy at halfback.
Yep.
He does pad his stats with a lot of +6s that aren't effectual. What made him a different player in the second half of the year as he started to be damaging forward of centre. So that's the big thing with Naz this year. I can't see him regressing much. I'm interested to see what his ceiling looks like if teams start to pay more attention.
In the midfield too, the Pooh's been there, hasn't he?
I've been the biggest Matthias Filippo cheerleader, supporter. I just don't know. He's a big guy. I haven't heard no one has said to me, Matthias has had an amazing preseason. No one's told me he's tearing up the track. So we just need to see it.
That's concerning. Can you ask Ross?
They've also brought in guys to play midfield.
Yeah.
So maybe that 6-game stretch when he dominated a couple of years ago, maybe that was just an outlier. I don't know. Yeah. But I hope he has a big year. I'm invested in Filippo. But I just don't know yet. We're just going to have to wait.
Would Ross look at Filippo in the eye eating a banana? Like, is he one of his boys?
I think Ross is a massive Filippo believer. I think that's the massive positive here is that he wants Filippo to go well. He is a part of that young core that can take the club to the next level. In their best interest is Filippo breaking out. And give him the role to do it. Ross, give him the bloody role.
Okay, sounds positive.
We've all put a line through him anyway, but what does that ruck look like with Rowe and TDK? What's the mix going to be? Is Rowe the more forward?
It's relevant for draft here, Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so TDK will play more ruck.
Yep.
Could be a 60-40 split. Could be 65-35. I'm not sure, but definitely right now he's got the number one next to his name. That's what we've seen from Match Sim so far. And I spoke to Jay Clark, who was up with them in Noosa or something, like wherever they were, and he said that TDK looks a class above. Despite the fact he had that groin injury, he is having a pretty reasonable preseason. But it's a tough situation. We go from having these guys who were very pickable at their club previously to now being I don't think we can pick either. Like we've lost two frontline rucks. Like it's frustrating.
A quick draft one then. What about Darcy Wilson?
Yeah, like him. So what I wanted to say about Darcy was that when I was in the gym waiting for Ross, they have up on the wall, they've got about 25 categories of just different aerobic physical, whether it's bench press or it's like fastest 20-minute sprint, all that stuff. Darcy Wilson was at the top or top 3 in a lot of categories.
Oh, he looks good.
So he is having the preseason, it's just an unbelievable preseason, which he is dominating every aerobic and physical capacity, every capability. does the role and does his footy nous match up with all that? That's like what we've got to find out. But I think, they're invested in him, same as Filippo. Like, they want him to be good. They've invested in him. So there's every chance he has a big year. It's probably going to be half forward, bit of wing, tiny bit of midfield, I would say.
Yeah, he'd be a banana boy.
It does. He sounds like he's got the tools for it, Roy. So here we are.
All right, let's go with the Bulldogs then to finish off. They've got an early bye, so that's one of those little flags on them as well.
Boring.
Yeah. What have you noticed? What have you liked? They've got a few guys that are definitely on the radar. Sam Darcy, could he be an actual premium forward?
Yeah, I think in draft, Sam Darcy is a great get. I think he might win the Coleman this year. I think this is, he's already broken out, but I think this is the year where he goes to the, a new level. So I think he's a draftable guy. And then Fraser's the other one. If you're willing to take a risk in draft, he's been playing midfield. We know he's got the tools. Can he push past some of those other older guys and get some more midfield minutes? Lockie Jakes is the young defender just to watch out for, like basement price. He's been playing well in their match sim. But, yeah, I'm finding it hard to get too excited about the Dogs.
What can you tell me about Treloar?
Treloar. Let's talk Treloar.
Yeah. The club are happy with where he's at in terms of his fitness. I think it's a bit like the Parish thing where they don't want to jinx it. But, yeah, it's just so bloody risky.
Yeah,
but
it is.
He might give you 14 or 16 really good games, but he's probably going to do a calf at some stage. And if it happens at the wrong time of the year, you're going to lose like a frontliner.
Where's he going to play? Is he going to be 70% midfield?
Yes, if he plays, he's playing midfield.
Wow.
That's why he's there. He's there to play midfield.
Well, we just know that if he's midfield, he's over 105. Like, he doesn't know how not to score.
Yeah. But he turns 33 this year.
And he's been pinging them for years. Like, he can ping two at a time.
Connor Budrick.
I have him right in front of me at the MCG. Hilarious.
Was it?
Budrick will play half back for the Dogs. I'm not sure he's got much of a ceiling, but he'll definitely improve on
Probably
what
just got to do jobs though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to be the guy that they're using as a distributor, but he gets a bit of splash, but he's not going to get a massive score for you.
Riley hasn't forced his way into the midfield or anything like that?
Yeah, I think the last time I spoke to you guys, I might have told you about how when I went to training, some of the young guys were doing extra running, and Riley was just beating the hell out of everyone. Like, he was so far ahead of everyone else of those first to fourth years in terms of physical capabilities.
Yeah.
Just the role. Like, Devo's got to actually decide that he's going to trust Riley to do some heavy lifting. We haven't seen any signs that he's going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, Drewy, that is a comprehensive wrap here on the podcast. Thanks so much. We've got 6 weeks to go, and there'll be a lot of track watching to go. Who's knocking on the door of your team that you just want to see some things on the track over these next 6 weeks? Is there anyone that's going to play themselves into your team, or anyone even over the last couple of weeks that you've been looking at that has probably jumped up your radar a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I think in the forwards, that's where we're searching for something. So McDonald, once I saw him up close playing midfield, is one that just came into my draft team. Rochelle, obviously it's hard for me to talk too much about the Crows, but I'm interested in Rochelle if he's going to get some more midfield time at that price with no buy. And then Lawler, again, like that price in the forward line, to sort of furnish the F3, F4, F5 spots. Yeah. That's where I'm sort of looking. And those Tigers youngsters, I just need to get a better gauge on what they're doing. I'm going to the Tigers tomorrow, so I get a chance to do that.
Nice.
And I just need to, I don't know about you guys, but there's just one more premium midfielder. I want someone to just jump off the page and lock down that spot in my team.
Oh, these bloody early buy players, they're the ones that you want, isn't it, in that midfield? But, Well, where can we find you, Drew? Especially like your podcast, so Calvin knows what to do.
Does he do a podcast? Did you do a podcast, Drew?
I don't want you to listen to it. I I never want you to listen to it because I want you to be able to hold that over me.
Okay.
You can alpha me anytime you want and say, Drew, I don't even listen to you.
Okay, I'm going to look at you in the eye with a banana. I reckon. Drew, you are a legend.
Coach Fantasy News, yeah, it's all coming to you. Like, in all seriousness, it's a pretty fucking good service that I'm offering. So can people start listening?
That's why
I can monetize this thing.
That's why I bloody retweet stuff, Cal. You don't even freaking follow it, probably.
Thank you.
Do I even follow it?
Probably not.
I'll do that. I'll go do that right now.
Drew, that's something I haven't ever told you this. This is a good little thing. You are the only account that I get notifications for on X. The only one.
Yeah, right.
Except
from the GOAT Fantasy one or my personal?
Well,
sorry,
I'll
get the other one as well.
I've got both on, and then I get notification from Drew Jones. Oh, that was a big 6 in the Big Bash. Gets a little bit excited, I reckon, sitting there with Max watching the Big Bash and live tweets bloody games of the Scorchers.
Yeah, sorry for that extra stuff that's not very helpful. My apologies. It's a free service.
We love it. Thanks, Drew. You are a legend. We will chat to you again soon, I'm sure, as we have this Patreon all kicked off for 2026.
On you, boys. Thank you so much. Chat soon.